All right, hey everybody, back with another news feed for you. Don't forget, post videos every single day, 1, 2, or 3 of them, and make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. And here we go, kicking us off. Now, this is an important one. This girl here is on this twisted shifter. She's going to talk about how she did it right. Okay, she did everything right. They had a car in North Carolina that they had to sell, and so she did her research on her car, where to go, what to do. She had checked with KBB on their website, and it looked like it said its value was between 21.5 and 23.5. That's about the value. She then went ahead and jumped in, and she went to Carvana, and they offered her 22.2. Okay, and they said 21.5 to 23, so she's right in the middle on Carvana. So that worked out good. She said then she also went to CarMax, offered her 24, which is higher than Kelley Blue Book. Just wondering, a car company, she got thousands of extra dollars. Can't complain about that. Here's her full story. Now, the key thing that we want to understand here is she's right. She did it right. And we're going to talk about this for a minute. So what you want to understand is that when you're going to get rid of a car, dealerships kind of, especially down here in the South, now when I was in Michigan, we didn't have this option. But when I was in Michigan, you didn't get any tax incentives to sell your car at the dealership. Down here in the South, in Georgia, where I am now, if you trade in your vehicle at the actual dealership you are buying your new vehicle from, you don't have to pay the sales tax portion, or you don't have to pay sales tax on the amount of your trade-in. So if you had a $10,000 trade-in and you're buying a $50,000 car, you don't have to pay taxes on $10,000 of that 50 because you're trading in your used one. That can be a very hit or miss thing. I'm not sure that I like it. Having bought 3 vehicles now since being down here, and I've only been down here 2 years, but I'm not sure that I like that because dealerships use that to their advantage. Okay, they think they got you bent over a barrel. Now, you can't do that by trading in a vehicle at one dealer and then buying from another dealer. No, it has to be at the same dealer. So my advice to anybody, regardless of where you live, before you go in to trade your vehicle in, is do exactly like this girl did right here. Okay, you go on KBB, you find out what the value of your vehicle is. Find out where it should be. Then you're going to check everything. And I don't mean just check CarMax and Carvana. Check Carvana, it's easy to do. Check CarMax, it's easy to do. But usually it's just type in a VIN number and answer a few questions and boom, your offer pops right up. Vroom is no longer available. That was the one I've sold through. I've sold through CarMax or through Carvana and through Vroom before in the past. You can also go to like Edmunds and Kelley Blue Book and things like that, and they will actually have local dealers call you. And these local dealers will then give you offers. But it is worth taking the time to do some research on this. Hit 5 or 8 of these places and then get some, even like I said, let KBB and these other ones do their local dealerships call you. And when they call you, tell them, their first question they ask too is when they call is, hey, here you're in the market for a new car. We want to know more about your trade, but what are you looking to buy? They want your offer. They want your business. Don't be afraid to tell them. I already know exactly what I'm looking for vehicle-wise. I already know what I'm at. I already know what kind of deals I need to get. And, and it's a Chevy. You're a Ford dealer. You're calling me if you want my vehicle. We can talk about trade, but I'm buying the Chevy Colorado. So you don't have anything that can offer me. But if you want my trade or you want to buy my trade, we can talk about that. So, that's what you do, but you want to go over and get these information and these details way before you start your deals on your new vehicle. Okay, this way you're going into the dealership that you're going to be doing your new purchase through with the knowledge and power of what you can get for your trade. So when they come back and they say, you work this deal and you work all this magic and you do all this kind of stuff and you're $10,000 off on your new truck and you're excited. And then you say, okay, now for my trade. As soon as you say that, like, yes, the dealer's like, cha-ching, I own him because I'll give him a lower trade. I'll get back $4,000 or $5,000 of my money that I just had to give him off on there. It's a win-win. But then he's going to come back and he's going to say, well, your trade that's worth 10 grand, or let's say your trade's worth 20,000, he's going to say, it will give you 15 for it. And you're going to be like, that's funny, because I got Carvana, CarMax, 4 local dealers. I got all these guys, and they're going to give me 21,000. So you either hit 21,000 or we forget the trade. We just buy the car. You're like, and you either get it or you then sell it to somebody else. So now what about the tax thing that we were talking about? The tax issue that comes into play here. With the tax in these southern states, these dealerships know that they have that. They even put it in the paper. They try to, like, you have to buy it here because we're going to save you on the taxes. Depends. If your tax savings is only $600 and they're going to turn around and they're going to charge you, you're going to lose $2,000 by trading it in there. Obviously, it's better to forget the tax and go trade it in or sell it somewhere else. Do the math. Always know what's best. So there you go. Food for thought for you on that one. Moving on to this next one right here. Okay, so this one, sales report is out for September. I love the way TFL does these. They keep it so neat, tidy, and simple here. But here's your numbers. Okay, they're all basically doing the same. They're doing basically the same. Silverado down 7% over last year in one quarter. Who cares? The year end's what matters. Ram trucks down 19%. Again, who cares? Sierra's up 10. Great. Now this one is interesting. Q3 of last year, we did not know anything about the Tundra engine recalls or any of this kind of stuff, where we learned all that in Q1 of 2024. So it's been 3 quarters of the year, the whole year of 2024, well, basically 2 quarters, because I think we learned about this in this recall in what was happening in like April. But look at the numbers of sales is 18.6% on a Tundra, even with all of their issues they're having. That one's kind of interesting. That's very, very interesting when you look at it and see what's there. The rest of them we don't know about too much. Titan is down 18.1%, but it's going away, so we knew that. Hummer, just because it just came out, it hasn't been, there was no stock available. So pretty interesting here. Now another thing you have to understand on these, notice here we got GM trucks combined, then we have Chevy Silverado, then we have GMC Sierra. Okay, see how they do this? Ford should always say that too, but they don't. But GM trucks combined win. Okay, look at their sales number. These 2 trucks, the Sierra and the Silverado, sell more than the F-150 does completely, but it's not just the F-150. All sales numbers are reported by the manufacturer, and they follow their own rules for how they do it. GM breaks them all down like this. They give you the 1500, the HD, the EV, the Sierra 1500, the Sierra HD, Sierra EV. They give you all of these numbers. Ford will not do that. Ford jams everything in the F series. So it's not these numbers right here are not the Ford F-150. These are the Ford F-150, the Ford F-250, the Ford F-350, and the Ford F-450. All of them combined. But Ford still says their F-Series is the #1 selling truck in the world. It has been forever. They're not. Not even close. It's all in their way they report it. So it's interesting. So some little interesting things to understand in these sales numbers here for you. That's kind of cool. But, there it is for you as far as the breakdown on it and how things are now. This one right here. Here's how the Ram 1500, the new 1500 changed. Not much has changed on this truck. It's got a new motor. It's got some new wheel options. It's got a little slimmer lights on it, a little more detailed in the hood. A few little upgrades on here. The interior has improved some on here. They got that new i6 inline 6 turbo, which is pretty cool. Plus, you love the badging. I love the SST badging, how they have that on there for straight 6 turbo. I like that name. Not much has changed, though. You can see it looks very, very similar. The interior has been updated on here. Some changes there and some changes with the tech. Technically speaking, though, the Ram is basically the same as it was with a new engine. We're okay with that. I'm okay with Ram not doing any drastic changes all at the same time. Toyota had suffered from that tremendously. They revamped the entire truck from the frame to everything to the motor from the ground up. They revamped everything. And it's coming back to bite them in the butt with all the problems they're having. I like the slow and steady pace of Ram. I like the fact that these body styles are old and proven and are getting some tweaks. I like the fact that they introduced only the new motor is a real only new tech to this. It's less stuff to have to go wrong. So I think Ram is on the right track with this. I think the 25 is great. I'm excited for it. However, I think you're still smarter off buying the 24 right now because you can still get the 5.7 Hemi, which is a great motor, and the deals are available. And you can still get the 3.6 as well too, even though it's an e-torque model basically. I think for all of them in 2024, I could be wrong with that, but that e-torque's not a big deal. It's just an extra little 48-volt battery, no big deal. But I do like the I like what Ram is doing here. A lot of people are going to complain that for 2025 its refresh is weak. They did not do too much, and they didn't. And like I said, I'm all right with it. I think simple works, proven works, and I think Ram is on the right track. Let them just focus on the motor right now and get that, make sure that's all dialed in. Then they can, after the motor's proven, then maybe start making some bigger changes. So I like the approach they're taking. Comments, anything you got, put them down below. Thanks for watching.